Hi everyone, this is Sam, Create the Heart, and I'm back with the embellishments on the 11th collab. I am one of a handful of collaborators that are committed to bring you guys some embellishments on the 11th of every month until the end of the year. We'd love if you participated, and there is a hashtag that you can go ahead and use not only to find other people who joined in. There's also a list of the collaborators' YouTube channels that you can just click right on. But if you click on that hashtag or use that hashtag, then we can find the embellishments that you make and then come visit your channel. So, or wherever you're, doing your embellishments. So this is the first one, and I kind of debated what I wanted to do, because there's so many different ways. I mean, anything really can be an embellishment, right? A bow, a flower, a die cut, anything could be an embellishment. So what I wanted to do, at least for this one, was not only make embellishments, but also show you how I'm going to use them. Because I also think it's really important that, for me anyway, that these are usable things and not just things that people just put or give away in Happy Mail, but when someone receives it, how are they going to use it? So that's kind of my aim. So what I am using mainly is this new die set that I got from Scrap Diva 29's shop. It is the bathing suit album, and it comes with a little mini bathing suit and this very large bathing suit, which is like almost 6 inches. I think from this one's like 6 inches. So it's a pretty good size die. So I'm using that, and it's a really good price. So it's kind of, I wanted to try out her dies and see what I thought. So I got a couple things, and I might go back and get more, but right now it's what I'm starting with. So I'm using this die set mainly, and then I did use bits and pieces of this die set. I used the ball and the pail and the shovel, and then I used a variety of papers, and so just kind of mixed and matched these paper pads. So I used this Cartabella Summer, and I used Echo Park Pool Party, and then the Cartabella Summer Market. So they all kind of blended together. So they all kind of had similar color palettes. So I was able to go ahead and blend those together. And then I used a whole bunch of little mini dies that I got from Tailored Expressions. So every time you buy something from Tailored Expressions, you get a little envelope with either a little rubber stamp or a little mini die. And so I actually used, I didn't use this one, I don't think, but I used most of these little dies that I had gotten in my packages that I hadn't ever, used. So I'm going to start off with using the small bathing suit. So the small bathing suit, I made these little circle embellishments, like little coins, and they're about, I would say, 3 inches. So I used a stitch die that I've had in my stash forever. I don't even know where I got it from. I used that. I mean, you use a punch or whatever, and I used different colored papers, and then I used, the die comes with some words, so all of these use those words, is summer fun and summer fun time. So these two right here, you can see I used the bathing suit die, the summer fun. This one's the summertime fun. I used the flower dies, and they both used the butterfly die and the bicycle. This one uses this type of flower. And so those are those. And then this one, it uses this flower right here, and then this is where I used that ball and the little sand pail and shovel on this one right here. And so I'll show you in a second how I'm going to use 2 of these, and then one I'll just save for when I need something. So then I've got some of the bathing suits. So I'm going to put together a bathing suit with you guys. You guys can see they're really large embellishments per se. And basically you have 2 pieces to cut out, plus the bow. So one piece gives you this trim right here, And then the other piece gives you this, and then you can do the bow. And then I'm using the words as well on here. So this one was kept pretty simple. This one right here, I really love the next two even more than I think the first one I'm showing you. I really, really like this one. I imagine it's a bathing suit that I would have worn when I was young. But this one says summertime. I use a little butterfly. And then I don't know if you can see with my lighting, because my lighting is just, I'm going to go down a little bit there. You can see the little flowers. I use some little flowers. So those are two of the bathing suits. And then this bathing suit just reminds me of Hawaii, and I love it. So I did white as my base. So you've got white trim, and then we've got this floral sort of tropical print, but then I did these kind of tropical flowers and the little butterfly as the decoration. And they're just so fun. But let's get into what to do, what to turn these into. So, I'm not using that. I'm using these. And let's see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make a couple of tags is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put this over to the side. And I'm going to make two tags. So I'm using my favorite tag die. This is from CC Designs. It comes in two sizes, or you get two sizes with the die. This is the larger one. There's a smaller one. But this is the one I tend to use the most whenever I'm doing any kind of, you know, tag making. So I just picked two papers from, you know, one of those paper pads that I'm using. And as far as selecting paper, I mean, I really just try and stay within the same paper family, you know, like if I'm doing things. And I try to tone it down with, you know, the patterns and the solids, and just to try and not make everything too, you know, too loud, I guess. It's just not my, too loud is really not sort of my thing. And it's hard because sometimes the paper is just made that way. All right, so I'm going to lay down. So I had cut this out once in a white cardstock and then once in the pattern paper, and then I'm just laying it down. Okay, so then I've decided that I am going to, so this is kind of what I'm going to do. And like that. So that is kind of how I'm going to do it. And I think I thought about putting it on foam, which I think I am going to do. So I'm going to have to grab my foam because I didn't bring it with me. Okay. And so I'm using this. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's really a lot smaller than it was when I got it. I've used it so much. I'm going to have to buy another roll. This is Altenews foam, and it's just my favorite. And you just cut a piece of it. Now I am just wanting to do it on half because I'm going to kind of have it hanging a little bit to the side. So it's going to be kind of like that, I guess, so that it just kind of hangs over the side. I don't know why I just want it like that. I think it just gives it a little bit more pizzazz that way. Okay, and then I'm going to do the other one. And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to use the large bathing suit. Okay. And so what I did, these little tiny tags are a paper that's in one of these paper pads, and you just can cut different tags that are pre-made, and they're teeny tiny little tags. But I thought they would be cute as a little kind of embellishment. So I'm going to put this foam tape down here because I might use it. And then I have got, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I have got some twine. This is actually twine that I had left over from Concord and Ninth's thing, and they've got all these different twines. And so I'm thinking this one, maybe kind of, maybe this one for this one and that one for that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to take this stinking tape off of this twine, and I'm going to cut a piece, and then I'm going to do a card with you guys on how to use the bathing suit embellishment and the different ways I've thought about using the bathing suit. So let's see here. So what I'm going to do is I like to leave my tails long usually so that there's room to tie this to a package, because I actually use these a lot of times, sometimes in place of cards. And so, and there's that. Voila. And then this one, I think I'm going to go ahead and just use this like pinky twine. And so I'm going to just, I'm not even going to bother like this attaching this little mini tag. It's going to be attached with the twine. So I'm going to feed that through, and so here are my two tags. And so this is how I, one way that you could use these little embellishment coins is you could just put them right on a tag. Really simple, really easy, and like super jazzy. And then you just tie this onto a package and you've got it. Or you could even put this on a card front and it could be a card. I mean, you could do whatever. But that's how I would use it. And then I've got that extra little coin there. So then my next thing is to show you, so the bathing suits, I think these are intended to be a mini album. So you easily could do a mini album. You could just use a ring if you wanted. I think it'd be hard to do a hinge. I mean, you could do a hinge. You'd have to cut part, the bathing suit, and then have to trim part of it and create a hinge. I mean, it could be done, but it'd be kind of a hot mess. But you could do an album. You could do it more like a tag album where you make pockets and these can fit in the pocket. That's a really cute idea. I might actually even do that. You make a little tag album, and then you make it into pockets, and then you place these in the pockets. So just a couple ideas. Like I said, it's intended, I believe, for a mini album, but I might do that with those. I don't know. But right now I'm going to do it into a card. So for my card, I am using the paper that you see here. I am using this strawberry set, die set from Lawn Fawn, and I'm using a sentiment that I had cut out and never used, and it was just sitting on my desk, and so I'm just going to use it. So I'm doing a slimline card. So my card measures 8.5 by 3.5. And so my 6 by 6 paper obviously is going to be too short because 6 by 6 paper is only 6 inches. So I finagled another piece to make my card. So it's going to be fine because you're not going to really be able to tell. I'm using some wet glue. I'm just using this precision glue from My Favorite Things. I try to keep some basic like tools here at this desk. I have an L-shaped desk, so one part of the desk is where I do the most of my crafting, and then one part is where I do some filming. Not to say that it's not like full to the brim on the sides with stuff, because it is, but I do try to keep this desk a little cleaner. And then I have like scissors and just some things that I would need, such as adhesive. So it's that, and then I'm going to use, so this paper just is the back side of this one. And so what I have here is I created sort of an embellishment, I guess, of this die right here. So I cut out the leaves, all the leaves, and then the stems, I actually just used a little bit of Copic marker on each of the stems so they stand out a little bit, even though you can't see this one as well because it's kind of hidden underneath this big long leaf. And then I used paper from the different paper collections to cut out my strawberries. So they're like in a pinky red. One has got like a very subtle pattern on it. The top one, the bottom is a solid. And then I used some green pattern paper to cut the leaves out and the stems. And then I just cut my flowers out of white. And then I used a Copic marker just to color in the centers. And so and then I just kind of laid it down on my card and kind of just glued the pieces together where I wanted it to be. And that way it's just a simple embellishment that's just ready to go. And I'm going to stick this here because it wants to fly up. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And I'm going to glue this down. Try not to get glue all over myself. So that's glued down. Okay, so that's going to be glued down. And then this is my bathing suit. So my bathing suit is cut. The one piece is cut, and this is the piece that's going to give you that little cute little ruffle trim at the bottom. And then you get this piece to then put your bow. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it together really quickly. And really, really super cute die. And I'm not done, I'm sure, using this die, but I do have so many things I'm working on. Okay, so there's that. And then we have the bow. And I'm just putting glue on this right here, make it a little easier for me. And this goes down like that. And so here is our bathing suit. And you can see those little cute little strawberries on that bathing suit. So the bathing suit is going to fit right here. And I am going to use foam tape. So I'm glad I brought my big giant foam tape over because I am going to use it. This is a very large die. I think I really like that because, I don't know, it's kind of fun to use this larger die. And I'm going to do some skinnier pieces. This is not the kind of foam that you can rip. You definitely have to cut. But I really, really like it. I also like that you get so much, because then I feel more free to, I don't know, to prop things up and not worry about running out of stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to take these little foam pieces off. I'm going to lay this down, and then I'm going to do my my sentiment. And so the sentiment happens to be something that I had cut out and then I didn't use. I don't think the color matched or whatever. I don't know. I didn't use. And so I do that every so often, and then I find ways to use those pieces that I cut so they don't go to waste. And then it enables me to make something quicker and easier sometimes. So maybe like this. All right, so there's that. And then here is my sentiment. It says smile, and I'm going to run it right across here. And then I'm going to find something to use for the dotting the eye, because I don't know what happened to the eye, because like I said, it was sitting on my desk, and you know, I really thought I probably wasn't going to use it, and I know better. I end up using a lot of the pieces that I cut out eventually. Okay, so let's see what I have. What is over here? Oh, perfect. I am going to use this little strawberry. I'm going to use that to dot my eye, and that's adorable. And then because I have this here, I don't know why this is like not coming up. I'm actually going to go ahead and, why not, do a little bit of sticking. So we'll do a few little sequins. And there we go. All right. So here is our card. And this is using that bathing suit die. And also, I mean, technically, I would say that I created another embellishment with the strawberry die as well. So here is a close-up of this card, and I think it came out really, really cute. You can see the smile. I use this little strawberry for my eye. Try to get some good light here so you can see. And so I really do think that that is a really fun way of using it. So here is this, and then here are the other bathing suits. Just to recap, I hope that everybody visits all the other sites. They subscribe so that you can be getting notifications of new videos, and they pop up in your feed. So here are the little bathing suits that I've got to decide what I'm going to do with. And then here is the little coin that I made using the mini bathing suit. And then using those little coins that I made, turning them into quick and easy little tags. So thank you so much for watching. This is Cindy with Creating with a Heart.